All right, what's going on, friends? In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your shocks on your Toyota Tundra. And I don't think it's going to really matter too much what year. They are all real similar. Just make sure you order the correct shocks. Or go to an auto parts store like I did and just tell them the year and what size engine. I don't think that even matters, but they always ask you. And they will give you the shocks you need. And if you end up ordering a set off the internet, make sure maybe you get some new rubber pieces, the hardware that goes at the top of these shocks. I will put some Bilstein shocks in this. They're a little bit more expensive than what I bought, but I don't plan on having this truck too many more years. And I also have a set of airbags on my truck, so if I want to stiffen the end of my back of my truck up, I just put some air in my airbags. So along with this, I'm going to try to give you some tips on like how to get this top bolt off up here on your shock, how to get that off, because my truck is 14 years old and it is all rusted. So if you have an older truck, I'm going to tell you and show you what I did that made this job a lot easier. Let me go over some of the tools that I'm going to use. I have an impact wrench that I'm going to use that makes this job a little easier, at least for the bottom bolt and to take your tire off. I am going to use my torque wrench for the bottom bolt. The torque setting is, from what I could find, it is 66 foot-pounds. The top bolt is 21 foot-pounds, but I don't know how you're going to do that unless you have a fancy torque wrench. Or I'm going to use some vice grips, a 17 millimeter. This is a 17 millimeter. This is a ratcheting one. Make it a little easier. You might want a wire brush to wire brush the threads. Maybe if you're wire brushing the rust off, you might want a mask and some eye protection. And like I said, a new shock, and make sure you get the new rubber pieces for the top. Definitely going to want maybe like some PB blaster or something to, if yours is all rusted like mine. Now I've been putting this PB blaster on that top nut and the bottom nut for probably about a week, almost every day, just to try to help loosen that up. I got a little pad so I don't hurt my freaking knees because I'm not 18 no more, and maybe some hearing protection. And I'm going to put some Loctite on the bottom bolt. I think that's about it. You're also going to want something. This is how I'm doing mine. Right there, I have a whole stack of wood, which are my ramps that I built. You can watch that video on how I built them ramps. This is two of them stacked on top of each other, and I have it underneath my frame so that I am safe. But you got to have it under your frame. You cannot jack your truck up and leave it underneath your axle, because you are going to have to leave your axle all the way down, or you might have to push your axle up a little bit to get your shock on. And for safety purposes, I have chalk blocks in the front and the back of both of my front tires. I have it on this tire and the other tire. Let me get this fire off real quick. All right, first we're going to work on this top bolt. Like I said, I have been spraying that PB blaster on there for like a week. Also, I took my wire brush on my drill, and I've already done this because I don't want you to watch all this stuff. I'm going to make this as quick as possible, but this is what I did. I would clean some of these threads, make sure it's spinning away from you so it'll fling any crap that way, and put your eye protection on. But just put your drill in there. Clean them threads up like that a little bit, and then you're going to want to take that nut and spin it just a little bit without holding on to anything, because it's going to spin this whole thing. Oh, mine's kind of broke free. Before I broke this nut free, I was able to spin that and just keep cleaning my threads. If you can't spin it there, you can grab a hold of this bottom and spin it if you want, and keep cleaning them threads. Or grab a hold of the top up here. You can grab a hold of this up here on the top and spin it just to keep cleaning them threads off. I've already done that part. So now to hold this, because I know it's probably going to eventually start spinning, I'm going to grab a hold right here. You can, if you have trouble getting that off and you have cutting torches, you can just cut this top. If you have the old style like I have, it's just plastic on the top. These are the ones that came on my Tundra, and I cut it. You could cut right through this shaft here all the way at the top and just pull that up through like that. You'll be able to cut that at the top with cutting torches and pull this out. But not everybody has cutting torches. So this is how I did it. I just gripped right here on that metal part. Take your 17 millimeter and just start spinning. See how easy that is since I cleaned them threads up already. This is 14 years old. This is why a ratcheting wrench is nice, or you're sitting there forever. If you're having trouble breaking that free, you can take your 17 millimeter, put it on there, just a regular wrench if you want, and then you take this closed end and you hook it on that wrench, and that'll give you a lot of leverage. See how I did that? Don't hook it on this way, because then you can't push. That's how I got that broke free when it was real tight. You might have to do that. I ended up doing that on some on the other side. My gym time's been paying off though. I just wondered if you had something to say about that. I said my gym time's been paying off.
I think I haven't gone to the gym in like a minute or so.
Hey, shh. I think my gym time's paying off. All right, if you get that nut off, you're gonna be good to go, because that was the hardest one on the other side.
We did.
Changing my shocks. Pay attention, you'll learn something. All right, take that off like that. All right, now don't worry about all this right now. Now we're gonna take this bolt out right here. It's a 17 millimeter on both sides. 17 millimeter there. And then this is why I like having, oh, that's loud. I'm gonna put my hearing protection on before I go deaf. Oh crap. There. Now the way I'm having my truck sitting, this bolt's gonna come right out. If you can't get this out, you might have to either push up on your shock a little or just play with it. You might have to move your whole axle up a little bit, maybe. But I'm able to get mine out. And when you take that out, the top's gonna fall out, so be careful. You may want to keep your bolt that you took out. This is 14 years old and I don't think it looks too bad, so I'm gonna use this bolt, just clean this rust up a little, because my new one didn't come with a new bolt. All right, I'm gonna take some time, clean this up with a wire brush up inside here, chip some of this rust out, and I'm gonna paint that. I'll get back to you here in about 2 seconds, because you're not gonna see me do that. All right, I got a little bit of paint on there. After I clean that up, I'm gonna let that dry. I don't know if that's something you wanna do. Before you put your new shock on, you're gonna wanna put it down here on the ground, or we're gonna wanna charge this up. You're just gonna push down on it. You can take this strap off if there's a strap on yours. Get that plastic piece off. Now we're gonna let this extend all the way out. And we're gonna push it all the way down. Then let it extend all the way out. You're gonna do this like 3 to 5 times. All right, that's ready. My new rubber bushings, 2 metal pieces, and my top nut. Now with my shocks, it came with 2 different pieces of a rubber bushing. One is like this, and one does not have that. So I took this piece out of the top of mine, and it does have that piece. I kind of wish mine were metal like this at the top, but they're not. Like I said, if I was going to keep this a lot longer, I probably would have got something different. But I'm going to put this one at the top, and it slips right down in that hole. I'm not really sure. It's a little thinner. I can't say how it makes a huge difference if you put it at the bottom or the top, but if you know that, put it in the comments. But I'm going to put that at the top. Now it looks like at the bottom of my shock, this is tilted just a little bit one way or the other. So try to make sure it's lined up with your bottom piece. I I think the one on the driver's side, at least the shocks I have, I'm going to put this sticker facing the front. Oh. All right, I'm going to put this top bushing with the piece on it like that, if you got DuraShocks, at the top, and it's going to go down inside there. And then you're going to put this little round disc washer type thing on top of it like that, not like that, like that. Before you get, one of these washers has a bigger hole. This one goes on the bottom, or it goes on the bottom of your shock like that. Put this rubber bushing on like that. Go up through here, put that rubber bushing on. Make sure it's in that hole. Put one like that, and then start your nut. Make sure you have that little piece down inside that hole of this rubber bushing, because you won't be able to get that nut on. If not, you're gonna wonder why you can't get on the threads. Then start to tighten that up with your 17 millimeter. I'm not gonna get too crazy right now. I'm gonna put that bottom one on, and then I'll tighten this up a little more. Put the bottom one on, and the bottom one is at 66 foot-pounds. I am able to just grab a hold of this shock and push it up until it starts lining up with these holes. If you can't push that up, you could always take your jack and put your jack under there and start pushing up on that. You might have to put a little block of wood there, but I don't think it's that hard to just push up. Slide it in there like that. Sometimes you need to just put your wrench on there and start spinning it through. I got it. Alright, I'm gonna put some of this Loctite on this side. Put this nut on. There. Got my torque wrench set. Like I said, 66 foot-pounds. Now I'm going to tighten this top one up a little bit more, quite a bit more. Let me get my tire on and I'll let you know how many foot-pounds I tighten my lug nuts up on my tires. All right, here's a little trick. If you're putting these heavy tires on, you want to get the holes on your rims kind of lined up with the lugs, and you slide that back in there. Get these. I always try to get the two top ones on, and just slide that in. Now, somehow I got real lucky where this is really lining up easy, but sometimes I have to lift this up a little bit. I'll get those two top ones on, then slide it in. There. You always want to start these by hand. You don't want to, if you have a impact gun, you don't want to throw them on with that in case you start cross-threading them. You'll really have a problem. If you're shutting this video down now, please leave me a comment and give me a thumbs up. It really helps support that helps my channel out a lot if you comment down below. Check out some of my t-shirts I have down below too. I have some God Bless America t-shirts that I designed. My wife designed a couple Christian type shirts down there. Now you always want to tighten these in a star pattern. All right, now if you have aluminum rims and you cannot, if you take a magnet, put on there, a magnet won't stick on there. If a magnet sticks on your rims, you have steel rims. Aluminum rims are 97 foot-pounds. Steel rims are 154 foot-pounds. So 97 foot-pounds. Down off. Now all I gotta do is get it down off the blocks and put it down on the tire. Well, I hope this video helped you out. Please leave me a comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button to help support my channel. And like I said, check out one of my, this ain't it, but check out one of my t-shirts I got down below. That would really help support me too. God bless and have a great day.